Welcome, little adventurers! Today we're going to explore the wonderful world of Max and the Wild Things. Let's begin our journey. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Max. One night, he wore his wolf costume and made all kinds of mischief. Max roared like a wild thing. He chased the dog around the house, knocked over toys, and caused chaos everywhere he went. But Max's mother wasn't happy. She called him Wild Thing. Max didn't like that, not one bit. So he shouted back, "I'll eat you up." And just like that, Max was sent to his room without dinner. Max sat in his room, angry and upset, but something magical was about to happen. Suddenly, his bedroom started to change. Trees grew from the floor, vines crawled up the walls, and before he knew it, his room had become a great forest. A forest that stretched on and on and on. As Max wandered through the forest, he came across a small boat waiting for him by the shore. Without hesitation, Max climbed in and set sail, leaving the familiar world behind. He sailed through the day and into the night, across seas as calm as glass, under the stars that twinkled above. For days and nights, Max sailed, until finally he arrived at the place where the wild things are. When Max stepped ashore, he was greeted by the most incredible creatures he had ever seen. The wild things! They were big, with sharp claws, giant teeth, and eyes that glowed like lanterns in the sun. But Max wasn't afraid. He stared at the wild things, and they stared back at him. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth. But Max stood tall. He tamed them with a single look, without even blinking. The wild things bowed before him, and they made Max their king. And Max, proud and strong, became the king of all wild things. Then Max led the wild things in the wildest rumpus ever seen. They danced under the moonlight, howling and laughing, jumping and playing in the trees. It was a wild rumpus indeed. Max and the wild things played together all night long, swinging from the trees, splashing in streams, and running through the forest. But after a while, Max felt something else. He felt lonely. Even though he was the king of the wild things, something was missing. Max sat quietly, looking at the moon, and he began to miss his home. He missed his bedroom, his cozy bed, and most of all, he missed the love of his family. Max knew it was time to leave. The wild things were sad, but they understood. Max waved goodbye to his wild friends, and they waved back with tears in their eyes. They didn't want him to go, but they do goodbye. And with that, he sailed away, back across the seas, back through the night and day. After what seemed like a lifetime, Max's boat returned to the shore of his own room. The forest disappeared, the ocean vanished, and there Max was safe in his room again. And waiting for him was his dinner, still warm, just for him. As Max sat down to eat, he smiled. He had been to the land of the wild things and back. But no matter how wild the adventure, there's no place like home where love and care always wait for you.